What do you get when you combine Slade's Squig Bomb, Stealth Squig Bomb, specifically with the sledgehammer of a very tall, very thick Lizardmen build? Well, you get this 2v2 that we're about to watch together here. Apologies for not getting any more uploads. I got incredibly sick over the weekend. And we've also had some news. There's some 40k news. They showed off some gameplay, which I haven't really had the chance to dive in too much myself yet. I might make a video about that. I might not. We'll see. We'll see if there's some meat there to cover. And some community news as well. Very important announcement. The Warhammer World Championship is scheduled now for 2026. And in fact, registration is open from now until June 17th. You can register at the Discord link below. I'll leave a link to specific Discord you want to go to. That is the World Championship Discord. And yeah, there's all the rules and details there. It's going to be Conquest, multi-stage, lots of prize money. We've already had some pretty big prize pulling in. And in fact, if you do want to contribute to the prize pool, check out the other link in the description down below. I have been nominated as the banker for this event, which I appreciate. It is definitely an honor, and I'll do my best to be honest and transparent. You can see there's a PayPal tip, or not tip pool, but just a pool, I guess, which has all the prize monies. Yeah, feel free to donate if you wish to increase the winnings for whatever champion comes out. But today, we're going to be seeing a 2v2, which the tournament will not be. Of course, it will be 1v1 Conquest, but yeah, Lizardmen coming in here with a thick build. We've got Nakai, the Wanderer, Ancient Stegadon, and a Shredder of Lustria. That's so much value in 3 units. Court of Quaddle and a couple of Temple Guard. I don't think there's even a caster for the Lizardmen, which is absolutely nothing. Of course, the caster for the Greenskins is going to be that Night Goblin Shaman, throwing that big ol' AoE stock Night Shroud on all these squigs. We've got Snotwing Pump Wagons as well, both the single entity squigs, Colossals, including the Acid Burpa. Lord, of course, Squig Lord, Night Goblin Warboss. And then scattered around, we've also got some more Gobos and Squigs in various positions here. So, yeah, Vanguard deployment here. Got some Squig Hoppers and the main Marauders coming in. Already clashing with some Tomb Kings Cavalry. Got Tomb Kings and Slaanesh on the opposite side here. Team Bone Town, let's say. We got Carrion and some Skeleton Horsemen clashing with the Light Cavalry. The Greenskins out here. And like some Chaos Knights holding a center sweeper position and a strong right, etc. We've got Ushabti Greatbow, Regiment of Renown here. Some Skeleton Spears. Forsaken, Chosen of Slaanesh, Forsaken, yeah, looks like Kala, and we've got a Necrotect here, along with the Sphinx of Uthek. Does Slaanesh also lack a caster? Sometimes these things happen. Champions of Slaanesh with a Praeton, Chaos Knights over here as well, so without further ado, let's get things rolling. It is going to be quite a large battle, at least at first. Lizardmen Sledgehammer's just going to go straight in here, pound the face of the Tomb Kings formation, while the maneuvering of the most clever Greenskins, they're going to use that Night Shroud to great effect. Flappas, one Flappa at least, and some of the Squigs are going to come over and help out this mobile engagement, crumble out what's left of the Skeleton Horsemen. Does look like they lost one Squig Hopper there, but that's not too much of an issue. Let's go back over to the Itchy Nuisance, supporting Lizardmen. Blade being a good teammate here and throwing some spells at his teammate who doesn't have a caster. So, yeah, that's definitely going to help quite a bit. Buffing that melee attack, Day's Contact effect stacked on top of it as well from Sky. And looking pretty good right now for the Lizardmen. We have the Court of Quaddle in here supporting as well. Some Temple Guard, just very heavy hitters, but man, look at Takala come in and just blend this unit of Temple Guard. That is an elite infantry halberd unit, and she is making mincemeat of them. Really happy that Creative Assembly finally figured out like viable anti-infantry characters that can really blend through hordes of infantry. Saw with Bashiva and of course Takala. But right now, yeah, Cetra's doing a pretty nice job holding the line. Sphinx of Uthek comes down to collapse the Shredder of Lustria, and it's looking like Lizardmen are starting to get outnumbered and overwhelmed a little bit here with Slaanesh and Tomb Kings both pressing. But here comes Slade coming in for a big old sort of weird hammer and anvil. It's not really a hammer and anvil. It's more like a hammer. I guess another hammer, since I called the Lizardmen Army a sledgehammer earlier. I don't know. It's getting messy here, guys. But certainly looking like a lot of fun. Not for Cetra, though, as he gets charged by multiple single entities. Nakai, the Acid Burpa, and Yeah, the War Boss briefly in contact. The Acid Burp are going to get screened nicely by the big boy here as the Sphinx Busek duels it out. Another Itchy Nuisance helping to go in here. We also get a Fermented Fungi on Dekala to try and trap her in combat. Buff her melee stats a little bit. Yeah, she's stacked a couple of melee defense buffs. Yeah, looks like the Fermented Fungi did wear off there. But that day's contact effect helping a little bit against the praise of Slaanesh, which has got her melee defense massively boosted up. Try and tank out the Shredder right now. Yeah, over here we've got Chaos Knights getting collapsed. They're kind of getting held down by Light Cavalry. And just a very inefficient engagement for them, even if they do end up winning this. Ancient Rod are starting to pull away a little bit there. The Armor Piercing of the Turket Squigs just trading very efficiently considering they're half the cost, less than half the cost of the big old Chaos Knights. Yeah, Squigs trading okay. Sphinx Busek just gets pounded here in a 2v1. A little bit of sneaky stabbing on the Acid Burp to buff up his melee stats. Lore of Littlewall, honestly, is just, it's really nice. It's pretty underrated and very thematic in helping goblin units, squigs and orcs and whatever else, but in particular for the goblin units to be able to trade upwards into elite scary things like, oh, who would win? This champion of Slaanesh, 6 arms, just absolutely meat grinder, or some giant freaking mouth with legs. I love squigs. That's why me and Slade get along so well, is because our love of squigs. Something that we share in common. Kala has no love for squigs in this moment. Is she getting... actually weathering the storm okay right now. Maybe we'll be able to beat the Acid Burpa there with that damn construction active. Really should probably stay with the melee defense ants at this point, so she takes as possible. Yeah, I would probably just keep this Praise of Slaanesh on, honestly. But yeah, here comes Nakai, Acid Burpa. They're going to smash her. That triggers army losses. Drayton flees, and it'll be a victory for Team Green, I guess. Is that an appropriate name for this this one here? Yeah, fun one for sure. Wild 2v2, maybe some newer players. Casters on a couple of them, but still can be fun games regardless. And yeah, Slade Squig Bomb here, Stealth Squig Bomb kind of got split up, but ultimately did end up getting some really nice value across the board. I love the rank 9 pump wagons as well, the Flappas. They actually are quite effective here specifically, but yeah, the Acid Burpa gets some buffs. Trading into the Sphinx Busek there was very cost effective. Lizardmen, I mean, they just brought a bunch of scary melee units, and for the most part, they're going to do pretty well. And just thrown into a big brawl against a bunch of expensive Slaanesh units, of which not as many are going to pay for themselves. The ranking on the Forsaken in particular feels a little bit bad, but basically nothing for Slaanesh pays for itself. Whereas for the Tomb Kings, we're going to see maybe something similar, maybe a little bit more value on some of these. Yeah, Sphinx Busek gets 3,000 damage, pays for itself. Just ultimately not enough of the rest of this Team Bone was able to be effective for them to pull out a victory. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, be sure to check out the Warhammer World Championship links down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. It's been my pleasure. We'll see you next time.